This is the Dame Dash Show. Get ready to be inspired, entertained, and energized by the entrepreneur who introduced the world to Jay-Z, Kanye West, and fashion designer Rachel Roy. These days, you can find Dame hustling movies, music, art, and more. The Dame Dash Show starts now.
This is the Dame Dash Show, and this is the one and only Dame Dash. I just can't get used to having my own show. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm going to just keep having fun with that. So, being that it is my show, you know, I get to do what I want to do. And what I wanted to do was talk to my man Bootsy, who brought me out here along with Jay Black to Raleigh, you know, introduced me to Jay Gunner. And initially, when I came out here, he had put me with his son and his nephew, A.R. Winks, and the Money League, or...
Yeah, the Money League Boys.
Explain it. This is yours. Go ahead.
Well, the Money League Boys consist of, you know, a bunch of young cats that been working from the house. So since they was working in the house, you know, they know I was into the music for a long time. You know, even since dealing with you, with Rockefeller days.
Well, long story short, they make beats, AR, they make records,
right.
Sort of trap music, I would say.
Right.
And the first thing I did was I shot like 7 videos and a movie with them.
The movie Coach.
But the number one thing I've been telling them is they gotta have their show together because they got hit records.
No doubt.
Well, what's the number one? What I tell them all day?
You know, working on with a live band.
Yeah.
Working on that.
You know, so I think the number one thing that'll stop them will be them not doing their live show, but I think once they get it together, we're going to be able to launch the movie, all those videos.
No doubt.
And we're going to have them on the show hopefully next week.
Oh, trust me, they got it together. They getting ready to show you something.
So we're looking forward to that. And then, you know, you introduced me because I was like, look, I'm not trying to start from scratch, and I tell a story. And you brought Jay Gunner to the table.
No doubt.
And I think he has everything we need. And Jay Gunner, what's good? What's Gucci?
It's popping. We out here.
You gonna perform? So what we doing is we putting out a mixtape with all the artists that have inspired me out here. We call it the New North.
New North. Right.
And you know, there's A&R, there's Jay Gunner, there's who else is on it?
You got what's the female name?
Nicolette.
You got Nicolette from Harlem.
Right.
You know, you got a bunch. It's a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying?
Variety.
Just Ski.
Yeah,
Just K, and all that. And you know, we're gonna launch that, put out some music videos. Hopefully there'll be a show. You know what I mean? And that's how Blue Rock will be represented musically. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think Jay Gunner has everything up to speed as far as the show and the merch and all that right now.
Yeah.
I think everybody else will be able to catch up. So today, I need to see your band go ham, B.
We're going in. We're going to go in.
Every time, you know, y'all get this conservative thing going, I want to hear some real, I want y'all to jam out. I want people, you know, this is Riley.
I got faith in my boy. He going to make it happen.
Yeah, so I got to see that. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to crank then. We're going to crank.
We're going to see that. And then, like I said, the first record that we did with y'all was Chasing Money.
Chasing Money.
And I directed the video on that one. You know what I'm saying? So I co-signed that.
Yeah.
So, you know, and again, I believe in them, the young guys.
And it's circulating heavy right now still.
Yeah, nah, it's looking good. It's looking good. I want to see them jam out for a little while.
Yeah,
we're talking, but I want to see what y'all could do, because I've been talking a lot about the band, but I want to see some. Can we go to the band real quick?
Of course we can.
Let's go to the band real quick. I'm doing on the jam.
Yeah. This record is called Victory. This for anybody who's ever been told they can't do something. So I'm feeling like it's death before dishonor. Loyalty above all. Feel like Nat Turner, I rebel against the lost art. Pondering what God thought. Placing us in slavery, I get it now. We endured slavery and became king. Thank you to my ancestors, grateful for your sacrifice. How could I disgrace them by speaking trash on the mic? One song and dance, not a chance I would waste it. When I look in the mirror, I'm staring at your replacement. Risen from the basement, so close I can taste it. Feel like I was born for this. Good morning, greatness, still holding faith. This war requires patience. I've been waiting too long. In a minute, I'ma take it. Raised in the bottom, I'm southern as mama's gravy. Bull City raised me. Sorry, I can't say. It's a war going on inside my generation. Victory is ours for the taking. Sweet smell of victory. This is the sweet smell of victory. One hand in the air, you feel it? Yeah. This is the sweet smell of victory. Yeah. missing 30,000. Yeah.
DameDashStudios.com is my platform for people that appreciate my perspective on doing things. I've made a lot of movies and I've done a lot of art. It's available a lot of different places, but with DameDashStudios.com is where not only can you see all my new movies, you can see all my old movies, you can see all the music that I've made in the video form, you could buy the merch. It's really just my channel of things that I've done without having to get to the people who are middlemen. So we're back, the Dame Dash Show, and I'm here with the woman that inspires me, wifey for lifey, Raquel Horn. You know I don't like dudes too much, and I've started to invest in your dreams, and you become my muse. And I always like to talk to you about what we did and what you inspired me to do and how much fun we've been having. So what did you want to talk about today that you inspired me to do while we was in love for a living?
I wanted to take it back to DD-172. We
Okay.
had that 3-story loft or big gallery in Tribeca.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much a...
It was a gallery. We opened up a gallery. What happened was we were working out of my crib, and I was watching my daughter, my little daughter Tallulah, from 12 to 4, and you know I had to be in an environment that wasn't so aggressive with the music and all that. So we were doing the art.
Well, we needed a place for all the artists to go.
Right, and we needed a place for all the artists to go.
Yeah.
So we had all kind of. We had a under 100. We had a rock and roll venue
Rock and roll band. We had Mos Def sleeping upstairs. We had Ski Beats in the basement. We had Sean O'Connell. We had Mackenzie. We had everybody making music all at the same time. We had artists from, who was coming in? Crit. We had Stolly. We had
a lot of the guys that are kind of like OGs and very relevant now. We're new in the business.
Everybody was
Currency, Smoke Dizzle, Wiz Khalifa.
Everybody was there, yeah.
Citizen Cope. Everybody was in there.
I like the one picture where you have Wiz Khalifa, and then you have Cope, and then you have you and Currency all in the same room, and everybody's just like, Wiz is just looking at the camera like, I don't even know what's going on.
It was definitely a collective of different kinds of people that were just like-minded.
Yeah.
I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, and now we would call them millennial generation, but it was like defining what the millennial generation was, and then we started Creative Control, where we had our own internet television station, and we had all these 5Ds, which were new at the time, and we were doing digital, and we were doing things that looked like forward thinking at the time, and it was just everyone was seeing it was a movement, and I was really proud of it.
Every day we were putting out webisodes, little content snippets of everything that was going on the day before.
And it would end up in the Village Voice. It was like the cool thing in the moment. It was a really good time for independent music.
Yeah.
Under 100, was ridiculous. We had this little club where, we invite 100 of the most influential people in the city and have the coolest people perform.
We did a lot of albums too.
We did a lot of albums, we put them out, and we had commercial success even though we were doing it independent. And, I really enjoyed that time, and I feel like...
A lot of ping pong matches.
A lot of ping pong matches. They eventually sort of closed us down. They said that we were selling drinks, and we weren't. So we had already left before they did all of that, and then we had to go to Brooklyn for a little while, and then we opened up Poppington in the Lower East Side, in the outskirts of the Lower East Side in Chinatown. So, I had a really good time doing that, and it was a great thing to put a collective of people and be creative, and then also figure out how to monetize it. You know what the bills were there a month?
I do, because I was paying them, yes. It was $100,000 a month.
It was $100,000 a month. I don't know, people, they think, $100,000 a month, like that's money you putting in your pocket.
Right.
That's money that needed to be generated that could be put back into the bill. So we had to pay people to edit.
Right.
We had to pay for the rent of the building. Paying for garbage was a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Paying for garbage was a whole different story. What was interesting is that having all these artists in the same place and them not realizing what takes everything to run this huge machine. So we needed to put out albums, we had to put out content, we had to make everything so that we could keep this creative bubble surviving.
And we had to keep the cash flow.
Yeah.
So
it was a fun place. Oh, look, this is one of our first gallery openings right here. That's the Edon.
Do you remember the parties we used to have?
Yes. The parties that were wrapped around the block.
We would have.
The police
I remember the first gallery opening we had. Literally had 500 people outside and 500 people inside.
Yes.
And the police were really cool because, you know, they would come through and they'd be like, look, you just can't have all these people on the street. But they weren't really mad at what we were doing because it was such a inspirational, inspiring kind of environment. I think, you know, it was a really good time. And I think it also made it cool for art in the hip-hop industry as well, because we were doing the gallery openings, and then again we opened one up in Hong Kong, opened one up in
You had just
Charleston.
a huge mix of people from everywhere, from all genres. You know, had Erykah Badu.
You know what I want to talk
there.
about? You know what I want to talk about? The fact that these socks. How long have we been trying to find some good socks?
Well, good socks. 7 years. I know I've been trying.
To make socks. Like, I like to make my own socks. You know what I mean? I don't really like to wear other people's socks. And, you know, I had factories in China that made them, but, you know, we've been on this wave of only making things in America. And we've been looking all over the world, I mean, rather all over America for a good sock company, and we just came up on one around the corner from where the barn was, you know, and they ended up making it. And so today I get to really, let me show you all these socks, because these are the super butters. You know, you got to have a good tip, you know what I'm saying, and the blue and all that.
We made this here in North Carolina. Yes.
We made this. So these are made in North Carolina.
Yes.
Okay.
Not only made in U.S., they're made in North Carolina.
Okay. So what else is up? Raquel.
Well.
Nike SDs.
Well, we need to talk about that. All the stuff for DD172 you can see on our website.
Oh, on Dame Dash Studios. Actually, you can see the show on Dame Dash Studios. So if you missed that
monumental moment in Tribeca,
Right.
you can relive all those moments back on dame-studios.com. You can see Erykah Badu performing.
And to be honest, back then, that was really what our business model was, to aggregate as much content as possible.
Absolutely.
So that at some point in time, someone would want to pay a subscription to see it.
Exactly.
And talk directly to our consumer. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the people that are into this millennial kind of a thinking where, you know, you do everything yourself, everything's sort of independent, you capture every moment, and you distribute as much content as possible, and you have a good show. And speaking of a good show, I'm gonna let them jam out. Next week, I want to talk about some more stuff that you're doing. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out next week, but I always want to see you looking beautiful.
I think the millennial generation is a good topic.
You want to talk about the millennial generation and what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
doing
deal with that
everything
one.
yourself.
We could do that next week.
Filming, editing, to putting everything out yourself.
Okay, I'm with that.